Oh, I've been gone for a minute, but now I'm back. Welcome back to Kaelthas. So, to give an update, very first, my mage is now level 32. I've just gotten expert destruction. I have not found or gotten any spells yet in expert, so you guys will probably see when and where I picked those up in my first attempt of them. And other than that, I guess there were a couple other changes that are worth noting. I've started climbing the restoration tree. I'm using an adept level restoration spell now that is basically full health if dual cast, and it takes like a sixth of my mana, which is pretty awesome. My mana to health conversion ratios are nuts. I haven't put a single perk in the conjuration tree in it feels like forever, literally in like I don't know, 14 levels since I was like 16 or something. But I've been slowly progressing it. And those are the only real changes there. However, I have started climbing the enchanting tree, and you can see I'm pretty far along. I'm at 82% now. And I've started going up towards getting the extra effect enchantment, although obviously I won't be able to get that until I have 100 enchanting. I can, if I get a perk that I can't put anywhere else, go ahead and get 5 out of 5 enchanter. I noticed right around level 16 or so, it gets to where you have these first 3 trees, or I mean if you're a magic user using a different 3 trees, you'll probably have about 3 trees worth of magic around the level 16 mark, pretty well stocked and caught up. And then you only put a point in them every, I don't know how many levels, every 4 or 5 plus levels, to get the next tier of spells to be cheaper on mana cost. So these kind of deck out early, and then you can really just start spamming points elsewhere. Like I wanted to show you, I have the points in speech, 1 in haggling, 1 in allure. Just to get up to merchant, can sell any type of item to any kind of merchant. That is huge. That allows me to just absolutely dump my entire inventory everywhere I go and just soak up gold really easily. It's huge for making money. And then of course the enchanting changes. So now you've seen updates to my character. Alright, so to get right back into it, back when I bottomed out the College of Winterhold quests, I kind of neglected side quests. I actually kind of did the side quests along with the main storyline content. I didn't really note them as side quests or, show their iterative nature and whatnot. But I found out that there are more than just the books for Urag. So Urag has 2 side quests, Shalador's Insights and Finding Random Books. I think I've got one right now. Yeah, find copy of Waters of Oblivion. So if I were to check this, it'll just basically give me a random quest marker somewhere, and I can go there and try to find a book. And I'll get sometimes a skill up, sometimes something else off Urag in relation to completing that side quest. But I found others. I found out that Tolfdir also provides side quests, and Arnell Gain
go another few decades without a disaster.
Has I think a chain of side quests. I've started this and I've done part of the very first chain. So all you guys have missed so far is I came up to him originally, and he had a dialogue option for me asking if he needed help with something, for me offering my assistance. And it started a quest where the very first objective was to get 10 dwarven cogs and deliver them to Arnell Gain. The dwarven cogs are like any other collect quest. They don't actually give you a quest marker where you can go find the item, because it's something you can find all over the world. So what I did is I had recently cleared Mazichaleft, and I went there and I got some cogs, and I don't think I got all 10 up, and I had to come to this Alftand icon as well and get some cogs there. Interesting to note, this little icon that looks kind of like a tower with a little window in it, that is the indication of dwarven ruins. So I know there are others around. I don't necessarily know that I have others discovered, but anywhere you see that is the kind of place that you get dwarven metal and dwarven cogs, or anything dwarven that a quest may relate to. So I've collected those 10 cogs, dwarven cog, and now I'm getting ready to turn it in. So let's actually finish bottoming out the College of Winterhold.
Is a secret, I'm afraid.
He hasn't really told me anything about the quest so far. He told me that he needed to study Dwemer cogs to see some attribute of how they were forged. I've got the cogs you asked for.
Ah, that's excellent news. This will be most helpful in furthering my research. I'm afraid I can't offer you much right now, but please take this. And perhaps, if this is all successful, well, Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's too early to be getting excited. Still, this is most encouraging. Thank
Yes,
you again.
indeed.
If I require anything else, I shall be sure and let you know.
Did you need any more help with your project? I got 600 gold for that. Nice.
As a matter of fact, there is something you can do for me. I had retained Enther's services in, acquiring something specific. But now he's refusing to deliver. Could you perhaps speak with him and see if we can come to some sort of arrangement?
Always
Until next
speaking
time.
to Inther about other people's staffs. How odd. I think Inther, yeah, sure enough. Did it not check that? It did not. I'm going to uncheck miscellaneous so it doesn't do that to me. Oh, I showed my character. This is something else I need to not forget right now. I showed my face here, just because there's a glitch with Mordecai. So I had just some nondescript circlet on. I have been using Mordecai's mask and the Archmage's robe still. Called our amulet fragment. Yeah, most of this is all still the same. I can actually get slightly better enchants on both of these, and I need to just get better gear, but yeah, there's a glitch with Mordecai's mask. When you put it on with the Archmage's robes, the Archmage's robes has like a hood, so like if I just take off Mordecai's mask, that's the Archmage's robes with the hood. Excuse me. And Mordecai's mask has a hood of its own that's supposed to totally overwrite this whole thing. It's supposed to go all the way across the top of the hood there. But it doesn't. It actually just glitches out, and I'm not even there. I'm a ghost,
I'm quite
basically.
pleased that we're back to business as usual.
As am I, in theory.
Certainly nothing illicit going on here, Archmage. You can be quite sure of that.
Of course. I understand you have something of Arnell's.
Oh dear. He's so afraid to talk to me, he's sending you to do it? I should have expected as much. I'm afraid you've been a little misinformed. I have something of mine that I was going to sell to Arniel. With all due respect, Archmage, I'm not in a position to just give this away.
I don't think anybody's asking
I
that.
told Arniel what I wanted in exchange for it, and he was unwilling to come up with it. Now, if you're here on his behalf, I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist on my original payment.
What is it that you want?
I have a friend, let's say, who's interested in a staff. A particular one. It's nothing dangerous, so don't worry. I'm not even sure why he wants it, but then that's not really my concern. He's willing to pay for it.
Always with the staff.
problem is that it'll be a little difficult to acquire, seeing as how it's in the hands of someone who isn't exactly friendly. So you bring that staff back here, and I'll consider it payment for the item Arniel was after.
I wonder if somehow this kind of chains into, or I should say chains from, Onman's little side quest. Because it sounds really familiar. There's a deal, to make the deal happen between two other guildmates, you have to get some item, likely even some staff, for one of the two guildmates. Seems very, very similar to Onman's side quest. Note also that I don't have a follower right at the moment. I've been using Uthgard the Unbridled, the female mercenary in the Bannered Mare and Whiterun. I've been using her for quite a while, but she's a heavy armor wearer who will use a weapon and a shield. But if you also happen to equip her with a bow of the same or greater quality, she will always default exclusively to the bow. She will only use the bow, and so she's like a heavy armor archer, which is really goofy. I don't like it. I actually used her for like 6 levels and was constantly telling myself that this is retarded. What is she doing? Acquire the staff. Okay. Got to fast travel kind of close to that. Anyway, I was constantly wondering why I was sticking with Uthgard. I finally took everything off of her in this last recent run around merchants and back to the college to drop stuff off in my important caches. But I haven't quite acquired a new follower. I need to take some time out to do that. And I might, in the interim between creating this part and going to find a follower, I might do a little rundown of all the followers in the game. I might go seek them all out, find them all. Well, I guess I don't know, I might have to use one of my second characters for that, because obviously for Kael, Lydia is dead. That's one follower that I can't show you guys anymore. She's gone forever. Okay, wow, so I've got an entrance here. It says North Cold Rock Pass. The objective's down there. Normally it puts the objective at the doorway in. I wonder if this is the back way in. It kind of looks like it. And if there's a front way in that it's trying to direct me to, but that I'm further away from. That would be interesting. So let us venture inside. Huh. It already looks like there's some kind of ghostly possession or maybe loose rampant magic going on in here, as I see a foot and a hand rolling around. I'm going to do the long duration because I do not think that this troll is going to kill my Frost Atronaut. Which troll? Which troll? This troll. I have all 3 levels of Frost Breath. However, Frost Trolls don't care about Frost Breath. And they actually are weak to fire. So, I'm going to use level 1 of the Fire Breath. And I'm going to cast Slow Like because Frost Troll's an easy one. Pull out my brand new healing spell. I guess I could go ahead and show what that's all about. So, of all my healing spells, I think you guys left off when I was at Steadfast Ward. It was my most powerful ward. And Fast Healing was my most powerful heal. So 23 mana for 75 health. I have since then gotten a stronger version of Healing Hands, essentially. Heal Other. A stronger version of Fast Healing, which is Close Wounds. 150 points. Note that I have 250 health right now, so this is, I don't know, roughly 2/3 of my health. Not quite 2/3. With a single cast. A single cast is 2/3 of my health. And then I got a Greater Ward. I haven't really used that so much. I'm not a big fan of the wards. Because Destruction Impact is so powerful, because that stagger is so strong, keeping a destruction spell in both hands is kind of paramount. Nothing new here, but note that I've put up with the Flame Cloak animation. When I first used these cloak spells, I noted that I didn't like the animation it left on my screen because it made it hard to run around and loot stuff. But Flame Cloak is just too strong. This spell is ridiculously powerful, and I have been abusing the crap out of it. And it's kind of fun to play with too. Note that putting it on killed my Frost Atronaut there. It's kind of been really fun to play with too because it kind of fits my playstyle in that, well, it kind of makes my playstyle interesting, I should say, not necessarily that it fits it. So my playstyle is that I don't really care so much about damage mitigation. I devalue damage mitigation, and I increase value priority in movement, in trying to dodge attacks and just trying not to get hit in general. And then I, circle strafe or whatever the case may be as I sling my spells. I believe I went out the right way here. That seemed like a really small area to already be leaving it. Anyway, like I was saying, this, I have to stay in close range. This Flame Cloak, I have to stay in close range to them to get it to damage them. And it does enough damage that it's worth staying close to them and dodging attacks. I'm actually just going to do a single cast of that. The duration on the single cast of the Atronox is sufficient for 90% of my cases, and it basically doesn't take mana at this point. And I know eventually, all the perks that I put in mana reduction, all the perk points that I spent in mana reduction perks, I should say, are probably going to end up being mute, because with enchants I can eventually get my spells to be free. So this is going to be right up. Okay, I guess it's just going to be, no, it's going to be inside somewhere. I guess that pass was probably just a quicker way to get down the mountain. And that very well may be so. I guess I don't have a perfectly close fast travel point. I'm going to pop him back up because I did the single cast before, so it's going to be a short one. That hurt. Ooh, I one-shotted him. I might be able to one-shot with a fireball if that's the case. Whoa! Blood Dragon. I haven't seen if he breathes fire or frost yet, but I'm going to breathe frost because I've got